this is the angle we're getting, but it's basically 7:56. I have class in 14 minutes, and I think it would be nice for me, even though you can't see it on Zoom, put on some makeup, because I think for first days it's always good to have a good start to the school year. As you saw in the previous clip, I woke up around 6:30 because as someone with anxiety, no matter, like, ever since I think maybe if I knew that I had my first day of school coming up, if I knew that I had a certain event coming up, I would always be early and up and ready to endure it and go through it. Or sometimes I wouldn't be able to go to sleep. I think, like, I remember one time I had a school trip to the zoo. I couldn't go to bed till 1 a.m. and I think I was in 4th grade. So maybe I just really like the zoo. I feel like kind of sad. This is my first day of college and probably school for a while, because even though Miss Rhoda might be ruining the job market, I don't think I'll be jumping straight into a master's degree in illustration until I feel a bit more secure in what I want to do. Or I feel like that might be a waste to get a master's degree without having a certain special thing in mind. I think for some people that might work out, but I think, at least for me, to get the most out of it, I would have to have a direction at least. I think I'm gonna change out of a pajama shirt to get into the mood. I am a very bad vlogger, but essentially I just finished my first class, took some notes, drank some water, and now I have 7 minutes until my next class, and I don't know why I'm facing it this way. In between classes, I just finished eating a yogurt. It's important to move and get your butt up, because all I do, did you hear my hip crack, is sit all day. There's another hip going. So pee, stay hydrated, and stretch between your online classes. Every day I wake up and I ask myself, how far until the last minute do I wait to open my meetings? Usually, if the class is at 11:10, I will be opening up that link at 11:10 and 59 seconds. This class is a painting class, which is a bit different than my previous one because this is more of a typical studio class, whereas the last one's very assignment based. So I'm very interested to see how this will pan out. So my professor just put on a documentary. Basically, here is Life Hack Art School 101, especially if you're online. Work on another project if you can listen to the lecture from another class. Right now we're just learning about a painter and a medium that I'm particularly not super interested in, egg tempera. I will use this time to make some thumbnails for my morning class. So for this afternoon, I can just work on non-school related stuff.
Subway is one of the paintings that could be most linked to the cultural anxieties that we're...
I think I should invest in some blue light glasses because my eyes are very sore from staring at a screen. I just finished my classes for day 1. Usually I'll be working from 8 to 6, but today we ended a bit early because it's just going over the syllabus. Sorry if you hear what's going on outside, but that's the end of day 1. I think I'm either going to take a nap or paint traditionally a bit because my eyes are just done with screens for right now. Excuse me. I know what you may be thinking. That dog is stealing my spotlight. Also, changes have to happen here. My roots bother me. In my Zoom calls, I'm distracted. So since this is about as much free time as I'm gonna get as the school year progresses, I'm just gonna bleach these bad boys very messily. Yeah. Hello everyone, it's Tuesday. I'm not gonna lie. I feel very crappy today, so I'm probably not gonna talk a lot. I have 2 classes today and I have a meeting for work. In the morning, I have a mentorship class and I'm very excited to see what that entails. And then this afternoon is kind of like the class I'm kind of dreading because it has nothing really much to do with illustration or portfolio prep. It just teaches me a lot of discipline and leadership prep. It's a thesis course for my honors program where we're gonna do a research paper about a topic of our choice, which is good, which means I can make it art related. And basically it's like a senior thesis for my honors program. They've given me a good scholarship these past 4 years, so I will take the punches as they come. Don't let men bring you down, guys. Okay, that's it. All right, my class starts in 10. Before I forget, this is how my roots turned out. It looks a lot better on camera, but especially towards the back, because I focus always like when I bleach my roots towards the front. It's very orange back here. Look at that. So I look like this. These are 2 of my favorite children's books because, in a sense, also, can you tell I like some colors? But these books are really inspiring to me because they're just so beautifully illustrated and well done. This is Nightlights by Loretta Alvarez. Like, look at this composition. Like, some of the way she drew, like, the forest is almost like their textile, and it's so magical. The character design is so cute. It's about like a little girl in an all-girl Catholic school, and I'm like, that was me. And then of course, since I'm basic, The Answer from Steven Universe. I think the style of this book just really influenced me in my own work. I don't know if you guys can maybe see it. Just like the way it's so simplified but so painterly, and the composition's so fun. Like the way it goes from one page to another is chef's kiss. Hi, it's Wednesday. Same monotonous angle again. I'm sorry. I am working on the ideas of the projects that are gonna basically set up my whole semester and ideally be the breadth of my portfolio. So far right now, for one course, because my professor knows my style, instead of being assigned 3 finished illustrations for the semester, he goes, since your style is brief, you can do 6 to 9. And I was like, I gotta do it. For one of my concepts, I'm thinking about just like doing illustrations to recollect, I guess, the way my family in the Philippines dealt with the passing away of my grandfather. I think like a lot of my work is very landscape, tropical, nature-based illustration, and I think like drawing just like my family's home in the Philippines and the mountains would be really fun, very green. I can see myself having a lot of fun stylizing like what the place looks like. And I guess like the overall gist of it is like even though my grandpa passed away, my family still acts as if he's there. In the Philippines, at least where my mom's from, they bury the family around the house. Not like around, you know, like one part here, no. He's basically buried in the front yard, kind of, underneath the front yard of their old family house. And like, let's say my cousin has a dream and says he's hungry, we'll leave a play out for him. It's kind of like almost a ghost-esque type thing. So I like to think that he's able to, you know, see the rest of the family go back and celebrate him. So I think it's fun. So I'm just working on thumbnails for that. Let me show you. So these are very rough. Just sketching out the idea. So it would start off with like the car going through the mountains to kind of just set where we are in the Philippines or somewhere up in the mountains. Then kind of just like doing the setting of the house, right? And then there's a lot of like people. It's very, you know, it moves around a lot, and you know, it's very lively. You don't know what's going on. Like, it almost looks like it's a celebration. So you have people cooking, to give myself a break, maybe a close-up on the table of food, people passing down the food. And then all I know is that this last one, I would want it to be my grandpa, kind of just like looking out at the fields and the rice, because that's kind of where he's buried, and the view from there is actually very beautiful. So I'd like to imagine he would just, you know, take his plate of food and just sit and look at, I guess, the land and reflect on his family and the successes they've had. So that's one idea. Next idea. For my other class, I want it to be a bit more character-based, a bit more of a clear story. I wanted to do some designs. So essentially, this is one of my designs. His name is Teddy. He's a little chubby chub cutie. And then for this other design, I think her name will be Bunny. I don't know if you noticed they're stuffed animals, but let me put you guys back. In a rough sense, let me focus. Oh, so close. I need space. Ah, that's voice. But in a rough sense for that idea, I would want like Bunny's character to, I kind of want to use the stuffed animals as like a metaphor for either having anxiety or like a mental disability in kids, to kind of understand, like, I think Bunny would be ashamed that to feel comfortable she has to bring her stuffed animal to school, so like she'll hide her bunny in her backpack, or like if she looks at her bunny in her backpack, she'll like make sure nobody else is around. Whereas like Teddy, he's kind of just like a very happy, cute, adorable kid, and he always is proud of his teddy bear, and he could care less about if people see it or not. So I think I wouldn't want there to be any bullying. I'm essentially gonna do two character sheets, and then one illustration per character, and then I think a third illustration maybe of them just like playing with their stuffed animals together, kind of just showing that it's okay, it's cool. I'm trying to work on things that are more personal. So things that are personal with me is like having anxiety or feeling nervous and not wanting other people to know. But once you do let people know, or you tell people, they're often very understanding and could care less. So I think children also go through that feeling as well. Maybe it's not as prominent, but I think maybe telling it through stuffed animals, something very visual, because in a sense, I think anxiety is something you do carry around with you. I think that might be an interesting angle to go about it. If not, I think I'm kind of having fun drawing these little kids, so we'll see how it goes. I still need to present this idea to my professor, and yeah.
There's a degree on his wall. I haven't seen it. Also, this show isn't for kids, which I mention only so the babies out there.
Hiya. Halloween's just around the corner.
Starbucks has declared that fall has begun, and the pumpkin spice latte is returning, according to Curious, our magazine, a magazine for the quick service restaurant industry. And I did want to just set the tone because I'm so excited to say that it's back. Like, it came back 2 days ago as we're recording this, but like as you're listening to it, it came back August 25th. So Starbucks is like, hey, listen, we can't do a lot. But does this do anything? Like, is this anything?
Hi guys, please accept this apology. I'm just also double checking that my mic is off. Welcome to online school. Basically, I think the class that was most worth filming, I didn't film. It was my watercolor studio class. I'll show you some work. I'm in class right now, but I already presented my idea to my professor, so I have some time. So, we had a model yesterday. Really teeny tiny. This poor man was modeling with his phone on Zoom, and you just gotta respect the grind. So basically, we did a few gesture poses, which made me really excited and happy, because I haven't done them, I think, since maybe end of sophomore year, which is crazy. So, as you can tell, it took some time to get back into it. But the poses were really energetic. It was my first time doing gestures with watercolor. I think like short gestures are already like up in the air, like you can only do so much. But then doing it with watercolor brings it to the next level of you really can't care. You really have to like let things fall as they fall. I'm kind of a fan of this page. Kind of like, she said not to just focus on the shadows, but the whole form. My professor works a lot more in fashion illustration, which is something I'm not into, but I think I can learn a lot from. I also haven't done proportions in a really long time, so this is another one. These are more like, I think 2 to 5 minutes. I also forgot I didn't have watercolor paper yet, so it's on the back of some other gouache paintings. This is my secret shame. I wasn't prepared for class. Also, look at these old cute animals I did. This was, I think these were 5 minutes, and I did sketches underneath, and I think you definitely get a better sense of the figure and proportion. And then I threw in some shadows because the lighting was really cool. But a girl, she emailed me after class yesterday saying that my videos on FIT were really helpful for her, and it kind of just really warmed my heart, and I needed to hear that after an interesting, slightly rough week. So thank you, Sophia, you made my night. Okay, that's the update for Thursday? Holy shit, Thursday. Sorry if this vlog was uneventful. I hope it helped somebody, but I don't live in the city. It's hard for me to go to the city while feeling safe, so I know this background might be a little boring and monotonous, but I hope it's helpful for other people out there who may also have a very monotonous life during this semester. Oh, let me turn my music off. Hi guys, it's Friday. We finally made it to the last day of the week. I don't have any classes today. I just have a short shift of tutoring, and then for the rest of the day, I will just catch up on all my work and make sure that everything is good. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, last night I had an issue with my Adobe payment for my class. Usually it's free for all students. So I spent all last night trying to fix it, and I just got another email of the same problem. Can someone explain why this is happening to me? Thanks. I'm still on shift, but I just wanted to tell you guys a little light in my dark tunnel with Adobe right now. I was tutoring someone and his mic wasn't working, so I was just talking to him and he would respond usually through our chat box. But then at the end of the appointment, he wrote me thank you on a piece of paper and he just held it up to his camera. Like, small things like that make me wonder if I ever want to work in education, because I think I really get a lot of serotonin from tutoring. And I hate to say it. Do I want a master's degree? Do I want to be a professor one day? It's like, oh, become an artist? Become a professor? No offense to professors or artists. This is very self-deprecating humor. I think everyone else around me is really cool. I'm just like, do I want to teach? Do I want to deal with the bureaucracy of colleges? I think I do. I really do.